Ingrid here. Welcome to the Week 17 recap of Ingrid and Ethan's 2024 big year. After weeks on the road, we were happy to return home, connect with family, and watch for birds in our backyard while recharging our batteries a bit before our next planned journey to Florida. With laundry and unpacking completed, we scheduled a day trip to Boston to be there when my dad met his new great-grandson.
And then the Steller's sea eagle flew to a pine tree right over my head.
Shortly before leaving the house, we learned that a Ruff had been spotted in Vermont. We quickly packed our bags and decided we would point our car there rather than Maine when leaving Boston. A Ruff is a European shorebird and would be a lifer for me. Ethan saw one in Maine during his 2021 big year. He loves to tell about the dairy farm drainage pond, in the pouring rain, mud and other farm stuff. Best not to talk about it at dinner. We left Boston at 2:10, racing against sunset through mountain passes and over winding, narrow roads once again, this time through the Green Mountains of Vermont. We arrived at the Ruff site, hoping other birders would point us in the bird's direction. Surprisingly, however, there were no other birders, just a cold, brisk wind and darkening skies. We tried one spot after another and were becoming a bit discouraged when Ethan spotted a handful of yellowlegs feeding a couple of 100 yards away in the tall, flooded grass. The two of us systematically worked our way through the birds. That's a greater yellowlegs. There's another greater. The smaller bird with the straight bill is a lesser yellowlegs. Wait, that bird has orange legs and a downturned bill. We had the Ruff. Getting a confirmation photo was no easier than finding the bird, as the wind was blowing our tripods over and holding the camera steady was a pain. But we got one. And a few seconds later, the Ruff and his friends flew off to roost for the night. It did not return the next day. Exhausted, we got a hotel room at a Killington ski resort. Little did we know it was the final weekend of skiing at the mountain for the season. The Saturday night partying went late into the night, and your favorite birding couple didn't get much sleep. We returned home once again, looking forward to a respite from the road. Not so fast. We had not been home more than half an hour when we learned that a Garganey had been reported back in Massachusetts. We looked at each other, sighed, and made our plan for the morning. Out the door we would go before dawn again.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, observed poet Robert Burns in 1785. This held true again today for a couple in Maine doing a 48-state big year. Despite our best attempt, the Garganey was a one-day wonder who did not wait for us. This is both the challenge and the thrill that makes birding such an addictive sport. Plan all you will, the birds may or may not oblige you. We invite you to follow us on our journey at bigyearbirding.com. Happy birding!